Wow. Holy crap. MicroStrategy made another low again. That's probably the bottom. Nah, we're good. It's gonna happen, watch. Wow, 50 viewers in 1 minute. Oh, it's because we're going down again. People are scrambling. Changing my phone. Crypto Meow is in the house. Matthew Dropco is in the house. Bringing us good luck today. Yeah, hopefully we don't go any lower because it's fucking up my bear market structure. I kind of need us to not go any lower than this because I'm trying to make some type of plan, but if we go down, it's gonna ruin it. So I'm hoping we're forming something like 2022 where we put the first low in November, the second low is in December, the third low is in January, and then we crash in February. Because we started crashing in March last time, so maybe we crash in February. That's what I'm hoping, man. But at the end of the day, whatever it's going to look like is out of my control. How low will we go? Hopefully we don't go any lower until March. I'm hoping we don't go any lower until March, but MicroStrategy just made another low. Oh, now you're on the moving average. Yeah, I really hope we're putting in some type of bottom right now, because if not, then MicroStrategy is just gonna go to zero. But I mean, you could tell that it's bearish because Solana made another low, or Doge made another low rather, and Solana's at the low. So Bitcoin is sucking liquidity from the old coins, which is what we want to see. We want to see that happen. If we can see Bitcoin hold this area, then we can get our peanut zone. And the peanut zone is the only way out of here, unfortunately. I mean, it's not unfortunate because the peanut zone here was the gift. So I'm hoping we're just forming another peanut zone, which would be great. I've been in Tether. Yeah, but you're gambling, bro. I can officially buy back. Oh, wait, you made all your money back? So you gambled your way back to the top? God bless, man. But listen, man, like as a professional gambler, if you play long enough, the house is gonna win. So you got your money back from gambling on football, if that's what you call it in the other countries. You gambled on football, Chelsea versus Barcelona. You got all your money back. I'm telling you right now, you do one more gamble, the house is gonna take it from you. So congratulations, man. God bless. Yeah, so the month of November, chat, believe it or not, fucking A, Jared, chat. The month of November was the most bearish month we've had. And it was our best grossing month since July and May. So June, August, September, and October were all worse than November. And November was bearish. So if you guys could just if you guys can keep supporting the channel the way that you are for the next 3 to 4 months, I'll be all right. Genuinely. I don't expect that to happen because the views are going to start taking a shit, but if we can keep November's revenue for December, January, and February, and March, I can't complain. I would be doing very well. Not very well, but I'll be all right. So for all the people that are buying shitcoins, you should make a rule that for every dollar you put into the altcoins, you set $1 aside for Vision Pulsed. This way, when the coin goes to zero, at least you made your money go to a good cause. Keeping my lights on, yeah? So I figured I'm going to go back on the soda grind until New Year's. Not because it's New Year's, but because the holidays would be over. Like, not drinking soda is not going to be a New Year's resolution. Wait, should I set up the Christmas tree? No, I can't do it. Should I? It's December 1st. We're celebrating Christmas this year. Even though I'm in the worst possible spot, I'm not. Last year I was in a better spot, but I guess my life was beginning the death spiral. But I'm hoping the death spiral is complete. And I got to see my family for Thanksgiving, man. It was really, really nice. Like, really nice. I never get to see my family, which no one does, but it was really nice, man. I got to see my dad's family, like his siblings. They haven't aged. They're all getting into their 80s and they all look the same. It's really remarkable. But man, family is important. I don't feel the Christmas spirit, but I don't feel like the Grinch. I I feel I don't feel despair in my future. You know, like last year, I felt the despair looming over me before it happened. I don't feel it this time. I'm not saying I feel good, but I don't feel negativity in the future. I feel like it could be bumpy, but if I do it right, I should be good. Maybe. I don't feel the negativity that I once felt. Does that make sense? I don't feel the negative, I really feel like the death spiral may have ended. I don't want to jinx it, but maybe it did. I don't know. Because I knew the exact moment it started, and now I don't feel it anymore. I feel like good, not good, but I don't know. Maybe I could turn this around. Let's see. I put my tree up weeks ago. I'm in my own peanut zone. This guy's gambling. Oh, this guy had 2.8 ETH. Now you have 4.6. Yo, good for you, man. This guy's actually making all of his money on Barcelona. I'm telling you, though, if you play long enough, they're going to take your money. It happens every time, man. Every single time. You gamble long enough, they take your money. Excuse me. David B is in the house. How you doing, David B? I know you went through a rough patch. You still have the youth in your face, though. That's good. The youth in your eyes. You spent Thanksgiving in ICU, got my second heart attack. No. Really? Dude, I remember you actually commented recently you had a heart attack. Dude, did you actually? Spent Thanksgiving in ICU, got my second heart attack, woke up to two more stints. Oh man. Well, listen, we could be negative, or I can say at least you didn't fucking die, bro. You know? At least you're here watching the stream. You told the Grim Reaper I got a Shadow Realm to attend. We gotta wrap this up. That's how you gotta look at it, man. I know it sucks, but at least you're alive. Because I remember my uncle had a heart attack and he just died. But at least, you know, you're here. And take baby steps to get back to where you need to be. And that's how I'm looking at my life now. You gotta look at it the same way. It sucks, but there's still a path. You know, Smash Toshi? I'm assuming your diet or maybe your sedentary lifestyle or something's not right. This is your chance to fix it, brother. We're happy you're still here. We can look at it as the negative thing. Like, yeah, it sucks. I mean, it sucks. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. Like, I'm not excited. Oh my God, I just had a second heart attack. I'm going for 3. Yeah, try and set the record. Set the record for 10. I'm gonna get 10 heart attacks. But listen, look at it as, okay, this is where I'm at, and is it possible that I can recover from this? And if the answer is yes, then you begin your recovery. That's what I'm doing for me. I look back at my life a year ago and how much it could have been better, but I also look at my life now and how I can replicate what I just did, but better. So there is a way out of here. So if you can see the way out of there in your position right now, then the worst is behind you, which is how I look at it. So I know it sucks, but at least you're still alive. Heart attacks usually kill people. So I like how you have a heart attack, but the first thing you do is come to my live stream. Oh, that's awesome, man. I got to get to the stream before it ends. It was 2014. Next day after my 50th birthday was the second. Drove myself to the ER. So you're 50? That's not bad. You still got a little, you got like 20 or 30 years left, man. So you should make your goal to never have a heart attack again. And if you can get that, then you're in a good spot. All right. How are we looking today? 146 viewers. I guess that's the new norm. I guess that's the new norm. What is this guy posting? Yeah, see, I'm not a TA guy, but I was actually looking for the same move. Like I said to myself, if we can go down and test the low again and make a higher low, I think that should be it. So if we get this exact move, I actually think we'll be in a really good spot. I mean, I doubt it's going to look exactly like this, but I just remember saying to myself, like, I would really like for us to go down again. Because if it goes down again, then it confirms a lot. Because if it was still a bull market, we would have just went right up from here. That's why this move down was so big. Because if we were really in a bull market, we would have just went up. Because you could argue we did the same thing last time, but you can't because the indicators were bullish back here. And we stayed down here for 46 days. If we stay down here for 46 days, I would bet that this move would happen, but it would happen to the downside, like this. Or I guess it would be like, oh, I can't do it. You know? So we would bounce around, but it would be to the downside after. So I'm actually really happy we got this move down, but I don't want it to go any lower now because it's messing up my chart if we go any lower. But you can see we're just sitting on the peanut gallery zone. So hopefully we're in here somewhere. Yeah, something like this. And I have optimism that this is where we are too, because the dominance is starting to go up again, which I think is good. I think if you're a moon boy or a bear, you want the dominance to go up either way. Well, I guess if you're a bear, you want the dominance to go down because I really think the argument for everyone saying super cycle is going to apply the next market cycle where the dominance grows and then the next bull run is going to be a good one for the altcoin. You would get this essentially. This is what I want to see. This would be perfect. And this fucking lines up too because I think the fall of 2027 is going to be when you have to buy the altcoins. I really truly believe this is what it should look like because our Moonboy event is right here. And after the Moonboy event, it turns bearish for the altcoins. It happened in 2024. It happened in 2021. Not exactly to the T, but generally that's where it was. I think it was in December and we turned bearish in March or April. So if ours is in July, then we should turn bearish around there. So if I'm a moon boy, I want to see the dominance go up. Because then we could be here. We get the bear market. Bitcoin spikes up for the move to the high. Yeah, no, this would be the best case scenario. Like if I'm a moon boy, I want this. Because if we see the dominance go down, then that's exactly what we just sat through. The dominance went down during the bear market and we got screwed right here. This whole move down was bearish. January of 2022, that was the bottom. And then it happened again in the summer. The bottom was in November. So we want Bitcoin to bottom on high dominance. Because then we'll get the initial move and then we could buy altcoins. So I think if you're a moon boy here, you want the dominance to go up. Because that means our next chance to be bullish would actually be bullish and not fake bullish like this bull run was. Whoa, we got 180 viewers. That's not bad. What's up, Chris? Welcome to the middle of the live stream. Can I get an algo prediction? I actually think algo is going to zero. I think a lot of coins are going to zero. I sold yesterday before the big drop, but I'm down bad. Still wish I would have sold last year. Yeah, fireman, we're all in that boat. Like, genuinely, I cannot stress this enough. When I was young, I had a vision for my life. And that vision finally had the chance to come true around a year ago. And I threw it all away for nothing. So for the rest of my life, I could be saying I wish I would have done something differently at the end of last year. But I'm looking at it from a positive light. It's not over for me. And now when I get the next opportunity, because it will come, because I'm not allowing myself to go into a position where it can't come again, which is what a lot of people are going to do, I'm going to make sure this time around I build a better foundation. Because like I said, I know it's a 4-year cycle, but it's not for us. Because the real part of making money in the bull run comes when you rally to the all-time high, which is why most of our net worths peaked here. That's not even like a random ass statement. Most of our net worths peaked here or here at the very end. This is almost 2 years ago. Yeah, this is almost 2 years ago. We're at 600 days. So 2 years from now, it's going to pass again. Like it would be time to make money again. Now that is obviously 4 years apart, but the 4 year cycle says the top is every 4 years, which means we have to wait 4 more years. You don't. You don't have to wait 4 more years to make money. You only have to wait two, maybe even one, depending on who you are. Some people made money off the rip back here. If I would have just shoulda, coulda, woulda, I would have been fine. But I like to do everything backwards, so I fucked everything up. So this time, I want to skip the fuck everything up, and I just want to get right to it. So, yeah. Yeah. But same thing happened in 2020. We had the big rally, and the big rally was not 4 years away. It was 3 years away. We had the big rally here. It was 2 years. No, it was 2 years away. So that means if our top is here, we could speculate that 2.5 years from now, that should be when Bitcoin goes back to the all-time high. And I think that that's scientifically proven because the tops are getting closer together. So that means Bitcoin needs less time to get back to the all-time high. In 2017, you had a life-changing bull run. In 2020, you kind of didn't. So it didn't take as long. 2024, the bull run was non-existent. So it took no time to get back to the high. I think this next bull run is going to be so fast to get back to the all-time high. Which is why that's why if we could just follow the bear market blueprint, we should go back to the all-time high by the end of 2027, which is 2 years from now. That's why hopefully it's simple, because the reality is there's a lot of people that are still saying super cycle bull run. Meanwhile, we're sitting on a moving average that only breaks when the bear market is over. So I really don't want to see us go any lower from here. Which is why today's sell-off was good, but we really I mean, we could go as low as it wants. I just hope it doesn't go any lower. Because I have a giant signal set up that I'm looking at. And if we go lower, it's going to mess it up. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Where's the bottom? I figured I needed to get my money. I've got 100K left, but I need to get to 350 to get my money back. Oh man, if you have $100,000 saved up, fireman, just get off YouTube until next October. Brother, if you have $100,000 saved up still, I would just leave. Like I told David B, just leave. Come back in October. Listen, it's possible that you save your 100K, MicroStrategy goes down to 75 bucks. You don't even have to go all in and buy 1,000 shares. You can just buy 500 shares for 40,000. And that alone would get your money back. Then you could put the other 50,000 on whatever you want. Bitcoin, SPY, Nvidia, Coinbase, whatever it is. Like maybe Solana goes down to 50 bucks. You put the other 50K in there. There it is right there. You don't think Solana's going to go to 50? Here, let me paint a picture for you, chat. Let's just assume it's a bear market. Last bear market, Solana went from 250 all the way down to $9. Guess where the top was this time? It was at 280, 290. So if you just do the same exact move, but you make it smaller, Solana would go to $30. There is a legitimate possibility that Solana goes back to $30. It's very possible. So if I'm fireman and I got 100 grand, I'm putting $1,000 Solana buy order in at 30 bucks and I'm going to the beach. And I'm taking the 70K and I'm gambling it. No, I'm not gambling it, but just live off of it or whatever. And then you'll get all your money back by 2027 somewhere. And then if it breaks through, you're rich. That's why I can't stress it enough. Like, I know it sucks that we're in this position, but if you don't lose everything, there will be a chance for you to get your money back. Because we can look at it from the perspective of every time we look at things, they don't play out. So everyone's going to buy MicroStrategy, and this time it's only going to do a retracement, and then it's bearish. But what if it doesn't? What if it actually comes down to 80 bucks, gets accumulated, and then goes all the way to 1100? That means 1,000 shares is $1 million. Maybe it goes to 1,600. I don't know. That's why the art of not knowing should prevent you from wanting to lose everything. Because how many of us say if we would have just bought MicroStrategy at the bottom, we would have been so good? Well, obviously, you could always say shoulda, coulda, woulda bought at the bottom. Even if you bought at any time down here. If you bought in the middle, you bought in at $21. 20,000 became 200,000 with little to no pullback. So it's like, you just don't want to let yourself go to zero, because if you do, then you won't have an opportunity. But if you don't, I really think MicroStrategy goes below 100 bucks, man. So even $10,000 is 100 shares. That would go back to like 70 to 80 grand if it makes a new all-time high. So there's always an opportunity if you don't. There's always an opportunity if you allow yourself to be in a position. What if Solana does a phantom? I don't think it will, just because there's so many people using Solana. Like, nobody ever used. I'm pretty sure there was a website. I don't know. I'm not really a tech guy, so you'll have to ask someone else. But there's a website where you can check the TVL. I forget the name of it. I had a really good website in 2023. Was it this? DeFi Llama? Yeah, maybe it's just DeFi Llama. Yeah, nah, there's no way, bro. Look at this. Look at this, dude. There's just too much TVL on Solana. Now, it is going to get rugged, make no mistake. But there's too many people on Solana. They've got $8 billion locked. Ethereum has 64 billion. Yo, Ethereum didn't even make a new all-time high. Oh, you can't see it. What does this do? Oh, that sucks. You can't even see it. ETH didn't even make a new all-time high on total value. Yeah, you can't see it. Well, now you can, but you see that shit? Here, let me I should be able to drag this over. There you go. Look at that. What a sad bull run. It didn't even make a new high. BSC has... Yeah, look, Solana... Oh my god, BNB didn't either. Yeah, Solana has more value than BSC. Avalanche has 1 billion. Avalanche... It's not... I mean, obviously that's bad, but I'm surprised there's people still putting money in there. And then I don't even know, Phantom's not even going to be an option. But I would follow something like this. Like, once Solana's TVL starts going down, it's over. Which, it's going down now, but it still made a higher low. So once we break this low, it's over for Solana. But that's what I would argue. I would argue there's just too much money on Solana. So it can't, I'm not saying it can't die, but Happy Goyam for 2 says, is there a scenario where ETH breaks the 4-year cycle? I appreciate the 2. I mean, listen, it could, but I'm not going to say that it will. You're not going to hear me coming on here giving you guys bull market arguments. It's not happening. If you want to have a possible outcome that it will happen, I'll give you this. It looks like we're forming this exact structure. So if Ethereum's going to make a new all-time high, it'll happen by February. That's my deadline. Which I'm not even saying it's going to happen. I'm saying if you need hopium and you refuse to accept it's bearish, even though every single market indicator that always calls it a bear market is going off right now, but you don't care, like I didn't care last time, then it would be bullish until January or February. So if we come to February and ETH still didn't make a new all-time high, then you have to exit because it's going straight down. And another way to know is if ETH BTC goes down. So I know Mr. Cohen is looking for ETH BTC to rally in December, or maybe he changed his stance. I don't really watch him anymore because we're bearish. But I know he was saying ETH BTC can bottom in December. If you see ETH BTC start going like this, you got to run for the hills. You got to run for the hills, chat. Not financial advice. Because if ETH BTC starts falling by 25% and then BTC falls by 40%, now you're down 65% on your Ethereum, which unironically is exactly where it bottomed last time. But it's not that far-fetched because we came back to the same USD price. So I think the bull run argument would be this is just big-ass accumulation. We get the capitulation, they do QE, blah, 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 and then we get the bull run to 10,000. It's very possible. But this is a whole market cycle. But I appreciate the two. What are my opinions on BMNR? Probably zero, brother. A lot of altcoins are not going to recover. I can't believe EOS is still going down. Honestly, I'm not surprised, but like I am kind of. It just didn't get anything, man. There's not even a relief rally. Like at least in 2021, you had a big relief rally. This is what you got, dude. You got a bear market rally in the bull run for EOS, and now it's just going to zero. So if you guys are buying altcoins, just you got to get it through your head. And I'm not saying this as an insult because I'm getting it through my head myself. Just because you buy a coin that went up in the past doesn't mean it's going to go up in the future. And we saw that with the number 2 blockchain. You made a high by what, $100, and now it's bearish again. So if Ethereum can't even make a new high, then whatever you're buying is probably not going to be making a new high. So the whole DCA thing, I think, unless you're buying Bitcoin, it doesn't even work for Ethereum. Honestly. Unless you start DCAing at the bottom. But again, I think next market cycle could be better. Yo, Gemini's bearish too. Look. Nah, it's over, dude. That's why I hope we just oh, Chris's stock almost made a new low too. Obviously, we want Chris to make money, but if we see Chris's stock break the low, that's also bearish, like 2022. Sorry, 2021. But I really want to see us not go down from here. I actually really wanted to see this move. I don't say everything out loud. Some things I keep to myself. But in my head, I was like, man, I think we're going up too fast. I said to myself, if we could just go down again and then form a higher low, that would confirm that we're bottomed, like, for a while. It doesn't mean we're going to go up, but if we can just do something like this and then get another move down in December, that would be good. Like something like this, essentially, where we just kind of recreate this move now. And then we start going down. Maybe not in December. Maybe it would be like this. Yeah. Nah, it's still too big. I need it to be like this, where we start going down later. What am I holding? Right now I'm holding my bicep. You think all the bearish talk and all the bullish indicators or bearish indicators are bullish? I mean, listen, there'll always be a contrarian, so if you want to take that role, it's up to you. I'm not telling anyone to buy or sell. I liked Jupiter. That's taking a dump too. Yeah, the fact that Solana came back down to the low and Bitcoin didn't, that tells me that it is bearish. Because the same thing happened in 2021, where Bitcoin bottomed, but Solana, I mean, it's too early to say we're here, but you see how Bitcoin made higher lows and higher highs, but Solana was making lower lows? That just happened on a smaller time frame. So now if we get the relief rally and then we roll over again, then Solana's going to make a lower low. And then you get the real relief rally and then we go down. But I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to come on here acting like I know what it's going to look like. I'm just showing you what has happened in the past. That's it. Hopefully we're forming a bottom right now. Like even this, you're forming a bottom below the blue moving average. But the thing is, once these things start crossing down, which they are, dude, these two moving averages are now crossing down, chat. You never had that this market cycle. The blue moving average never crossed down. It only went slightly less up. Now it's actually going down. Last time it was going down was at the end of the bear market here. Yeah, so even this would say we're like right here somewhere. So by the time these moving averages cross, the move down is about to begin. Or here it happened a month later. So if we never get back over 100,000, I really think the date with Destiny is it should be in the February. The thing that throws me off this cycle is the Russell. If the Russell breaks the high and crypto goes lower, it means crypto has no interest. Yeah, that's another propaganda spread by YouTubers. If you actually look at the data, there's only one time in history where the Russell went down with Bitcoin. The first two bear markets, the Russell went up. I showed that a couple times. You can see right here, Bitcoin topped, Russell went up anyway. I'm glad I have the chart already made, so I don't have to explain it to you. Bitcoin topped, Russell made a new high. Bitcoin topped, Russell made a new high. So if the Russell makes a new high, you're actually doing what you always do, with the exception of 2022. All right, so it's 50% of the time, sorry. Because you can see here the Russell topped with Bitcoin. So 50% of the time, which 50-50 is gambling. 50-50, motherfucker. There's a 50% chance it goes up. Could go up, could go down. We get to 35 to 45. I don't think we could go down to 35K. That's too low. I mean, it would be nice if it did, but I don't know if it's going to go that low. That was way after the all-time high break. I'm talking about all-time high breakouts for the Russell. Yeah, I'm not following you there. If you're saying this will be the first time the Russell breaks out and Bitcoin doesn't, that could be true, but again, if you look at it from this perspective, the Russell broke out and Bitcoin didn't. And this was a year long. This was actually a year long. Like, this is a fucking whole year here. That's basically where we are now. This is a whole year. Now this is obviously almost 5 years. So to that extent, yes, but I think again, we do have to accept that crypto sucks now. The whole crypto dream in my head, I already let go of it. This is now the second market cycle where the market cycle underperformed the prior one. So if you didn't get lucky on one of the 10 coins that did a 500x, then you're not going to make it. So in my head, I'm like, if I didn't make it this time, how am I supposed to make it next time when there's billion coins. So I'd rather just not even bother and just figure something else out. Which, like MicroStrategy too, the one time I buy it, it might not go up. But I'd rather take the bet than try and gamble on deck screener. But the whole crypto shtick that we knew is dead. There's too many coins, there's not enough people. It is what it is. We got no super chats. Money's tight. Meow's gonna say he heard the spray bottle. Uncle Walker saying 20K. Dude, if we went to 20K, you know how many people would buy Bitcoin? It's not going down there. I like Ron, but he also said that we were going to crash by 50% by January and then get a big bounce, and we almost made a new all-time high. Now, one thing I do want to point out is the Rust or SPY is back near the high. It's not at the high, but Nvidia is still down. The last time that happened was December of 2024 and December of 2021, and it's fucking December again. So it's over, chat. The faster you accept it, the better off you'll be. Not financial advice. No super chats in a bear market. Yeah, I know the views are well, today's live stream is doing good because we went down, but past couple of videos have not been doing well, unfortunately. The XRP grifters won't shut up. Well, the XRP grifters are one of the top IQ individuals. I'm not even trying to be sarcastic. If you made it as an XRP grifter, you played your cards extremely well. I was never able to get into the clan. I mean, maybe I can get in next time, but I doubt it. Kind of like a first come, first serve. Once the boat's filled, there's no more room. But the XRP grifters can say whatever they want, and they'll never go out of business. You just put more Doge and Pepe. Yeah, some people are going to DCA. I mean, whatever works. That's all you can do. You just got to do whatever works, man. Doge made another low. Did it? Yeah, Doge broke the low. That's not bullish, dude. We could 2021 double top. We already did. Again, some people don't give a shit about the indicators, which is fair. But this move down that we just had now has more people in loss, even though it's a higher low. And this is the first time there's more people in loss since 2022. You can see Bitcoin was making higher lows the whole bull market, and we kept making lower highs on this chart. But this is the first time we made a higher high, just like in 2021. You can see you made a higher low in the price, but this made a higher high. That tells me it's bearish, which means we should get a move down, which would be the bull trap, and then that's it. But that's what I'm saying, though. Look at where we are. If we're here already, and we turn bullish for the next 2 to 3 months, if you make it to this point and don't lose all your money, then you know that it's bearish, and then the bear market is pretty much done, almost. Now, make no mistake, this was still 8 months. It was April all the way to November. But, like, if you bought Bitcoin in the summer, you kind of pretty much bought the bottom, honestly. Like again, if you bought at 17K versus 13K or whatever it was, 20K versus 17K, it didn't really matter. So I think personally, if we can bounce here and hold, we can be bullish December, January, February, and then it's bearish. And we're good. So we got 223 viewers in here with no super chats. That's okay. I'm not here begging for money, but what I will beg for from you is support from the food channel. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me out a lot. All you got to do, I sound like a salesman, right? All you got to do is click the link in the comments and subscribe and watch every single video. If you do that, maybe you're washing your ass, maybe you're wiping your ass, maybe your wife is chewing your ear off. Just put this on in the background with no sound. It helps me out a lot. All right, this video is slacking and only got 130 views versus the prior ones having 200 to 400. And if I can get this video monetized by the end of the bear market, that means I'll have YouTube channels coming in from all different areas of revenue. That was an incorrect sentence, but it was the right premise, and it'll help me out a lot. So we got 533 subscribers. Can we get it to 535? I need 2 people in the stream to subscribe. It would help me out a lot. Again, posting the link in the chat. I need 2 subscribers. Who's going to be the man and step up? We've been breaking down since December. Yeah, I know. That's the thing, too. Now we've been going down for 2 months. Bitcoin has never had 3 red candles this entire bull run. So if we don't go up in December, that will also be confirmation for the Moon Boys that it's over. LT says, I got you, bro. Let's see. Nice. We got 2 more subs. Channel name, it's in the description. It's in the chat. Just click the link, man. You don't have to do anything. Just click the link and click. Yeah, there we go. There was a delay. Yeah, man. Don't forget, you guys got to watch the videos. You don't have to have sound if you don't want to. Just put it on and go wipe your ass and then come back. That's all you got to do. I got to get to 4,000 watch hours, man. That's sick. Hey, 540, let's go. 20-piece McDonald's. Yeah, I'm gonna do McDonald's soon. Right now we're wrapping up Taco Bell. I got a couple more videos coming out. Oh, I lost a sub. We got a couple more videos coming out. And then maybe by the end of January I should be done with Taco Bell. And then in February we'll move on to McDonald's or something. And pizza. Maybe I'll do some pizza. Pizza review time. Pizza. What does the link say? You gotta click on it. It's just a link to my food channel. Major General Tao for 2 says, I'm actually super excited. I appreciate the 2. I am not excited, but if the market follows the path that we're looking at, then I'll be optimistic. That I will say. If we broke down from here, I would actually be really upset. I mean, we could go a little bit lower because you don't want to skip over the fact that the moving averages are not holding up the same every market cycle. Like this blue one, you went through it, then you went above it, then you went down. This one, you didn't even touch it until the bull market was over. Sorry, bear market was over. This one, you bounced off of it. Never. You just broke right through it. So we're clearly touching the moving average. But generally, we don't want to see Bitcoin deviate from this range. So if we go down to 79K, 77K, and then we do nothing, that's fine. It's the same thing. I think that would actually be even more confirmation that that's where we are. Because then you'd get the rally back up to 99,000, and then you'd go down. But how do we know this, chat? Listen to this. Everyone is saying sideways and then up. What if we just shoot back up and then come back down? You know? So no matter what it looks like, I would just like to see us do this. If we come to March or February and we're still here, then I'll be very optimistic. Because then it'll be March. And like I said, the bottom would have to be in the next 7 months from there. And how are we going to go from 90,000 to 40,000 without going straight down? At some point, Bitcoin has to go straight down. And the thing about Bitcoin is it does make its move in 2 to 3 moves. So this ginormous move was 1. This was 2. We just had our first one. So that means another 50% correction has to come in at some point. Or maybe it's 30%. Maybe we go back to 100 and then we fall by 40%. And then the bottom is wherever. I don't care where the bottom is. We just have to locate the consecutive red candles. Just like when we were bullish, we had to locate the consecutive green candles. So that's why, for me, I would love for us to go up from here now. Or at least not go down. I don't care if it goes up or sideways. It just has to not go down. Because then you could speculate, okay, Super Guppy's now officially bearish, as you can see. This is the first time the gray moving average is on the bottom since 2023. But it's transition stage. You go from green to gray to red to gray to green. Now we're gray. It's not gray yet. But as these gray lines come down, it will turn gray. I don't know what makes it turn gray, though. I think you need a specific moving average to cross down. I'm not sure. But I will let you know when we get a blue arrow. Because once we get a blue arrow, you know it's coming. Blue arrow signals prepare for descent. Yeah, in 2028, you got the blue arrow in June, and the descent began in October. So it was 4 months. But once you get the blue arrow, there's no return. That's it. We don't have it yet, so it's still bullish. To the moon. To the moon. Common sense, welcome to BTC Whale. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. No one expects it to go to new all-time high. I would argue 50% of people participating in crypto expect new all-time high. If you search Bitcoin bear market on YouTube, almost everything that pops up is bullish. But I think 50-50, I think half of people are still bullish and half are still bearish, which is why if it is a bear market, it could look the same as always because half the people don't even believe it. $20K BTC, I don't know what to tell you. I think that's too low, man. It's too low. A ball for 2 says, can you check QNT? I appreciate the 2 from a ball. My man. QNT is actually holding up decently well, if I might add. It's actually been the same price for 3 years. But make no mistake, how many coins did this where they got rejected at their 382 retracements and they were unable to break out? I would go as far as to say this. If QNT spikes to the 618 retracement at $175 and gets rejected, if that happens in March, then QNT is going to break the low from 2022. So for me, QNT has to break over 174 to confirm that it's bullish. Because this has been going sideways for 3 years. You could argue it's accumulation, but you can also argue that it's just bearish. Nobody wants to buy it. So I would say QNT is macro bearish below 172, and it's short-term bearish as long as you're below the downtrend at 113. So we can rule that a rally up to 174 is possible for QNT if Bitcoin gets that bounce. But if QNT gets over 174, then it's to the moon. If it doesn't, then it's going to make a new low, in my opinion. Not financial advice. I appreciate it too. Look at your subscribers now. Did we get more? Nice. Are these real? Are you guys actually subbing? Go check out the flatbread video. It's not bad. All right, I'll take that. Get your subs in. Click the chat. Man, if I can get to 1,000 subs, that's a big deal. Excuse me. That was unprofessional, but it hurts. So I had to let it out. And another confirmation that it's bearish is MicroStrategy just made another low again, even though Bitcoin made a higher low. So, is the contract video up? It's not coming out for another like 2 weeks. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know. The next video that comes out is actually pretty good. What about Dogelon Mars? I think it's going to 0, man. Two or 3 weeks will be the next super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You love crunch wraps? It was okay. You'll see the video. MSRT to 45. I think that's too low, man. That's too low, man. Because you got to think, if we get a big bounce, the bounce is going to be massive for MSTR. I think it's going to go back to 250, honestly. But maybe it is this simple. Maybe it is. Like, maybe we just overcomplicate everything. And normally when you overcomplicate shit, it's not good. Even the top back here was the frickin' low. So if the low is in a bounce off of 160, yeah, so MSTR should go to 80 bucks because this was a 2x bounce. Oh, it was a 3x bounce. So what do you multiply by 150 to get up there? Yeah, so $65. I mean, $65 is pretty low, man. $65 MSRT, would you guys buy it? I would have to buy it at $65. What do you think? $65 MSTR. But I don't know, that might be too low. That's assuming it does the same exact move. Which if it doesn't, then you'll never get it that low. Hopium pumped last week to make the Moon Boys happy. Nah, I think what we're getting right now is actually bullish for the medium term, assuming it's a higher low. Because now you don't have a big wick down here. You got a candle next to it. But I wanted to see this because now the wick is filled to an extent. And we can move up halfway through December, all of January, and then February could be bearish. Well, let me rephrase what I just said. It's not bullish because if it was still a bull market, we would have just probably went back up. Because even if you did this exact move, it would be January. But because we went down, it's bullish in the short term, but it's bearish overall. Because now if we make a bottom, it's going to get a lower high. That's what I meant to say. Like us moving down was not bullish, but I think it was more bullish to form a bottom, but it was bearish for the bull market. Because the bull market argument, I think you maybe could have had it if we would have just shot up from 92,000 back up to 106. That would have been a lot of FOMO. But because we rolled over, now it could do whatever it wants. Do this. It can do this. It could just roll over. It doesn't matter. Because this is December. So if it was going to be bullish, we got to just launch out of here. So every day that goes by that we don't rally is going to pull on the moving averages and make them bearish, where they already are bearish, but now they're all starting to curl down, which you didn't have last time. Even this 2-day moving average, this red 2-day moving average, we didn't break until now. Oh man, there's going to be a lot of sellers up here. Look, there's going to be a triple moving average. Yeah, everything's the same. It's like 100K. If we come up like this and we get stuck, it's over, dude. A triple decker, a triple moving average. $20K BTC. If Bitcoin goes to 20K, then I'll donate $1,000. If Bitcoin doesn't go to 20K, then you have to donate every week in 2027 to pay for the Taco Bell food review, which is about $5 a week. Actually, inflation might be $6 or $7. Which technically that's a better gig because $7 a week is $350. But mine is $1,000. So you'd have to do $10 a week. A big part of the copium angle right now is YouTubers are pulling is QT's ending. Yeah, but bro, the news never fucking ever helps us. Every time we get bullish news, we go down. The Fed cut rates, we went down. The Fed does this, we go down. The Fed does that, we go down. Now it's QT ending bearish. I mean, chat, keep it as simple as possible. Do not overcomplicate it. Just look at where we are. The entire bull market was above the moving average. Now we're below it, but we're going to be bullish. Chat, we couldn't even be bullish when we were above the moving average. Now we're supposed to be bullish when we're below the moving average? Think about that for a second. Ethereum went all the way to 0 when Bitcoin bounced off the moving average. Now we're looking for a new all-time high when we broke the moving average. When the last time this happened, Ethereum went down to $800. And the time before that, it went down to $90. I just can't buy it. It's just not, I'm not telling you that you don't have to buy it. Maybe you can go to the moon without me, but I can't bet on something that's never happened before. Michael Saylor will disappear if Bitcoin hits 20K. We'll have a deal. Dude, there's no way Bitcoin goes to 20,000, man. Dude, you're sick. You're a sicko for that. Yeah, if Bitcoin goes to 20K, I'll send you $1,000 to your Ethereum wallet. And if we don't, by the end of 2026, that's the deal. So if we go down to 20,000, I'll give you $1,000 in Ethereum. If it's January 1st, 2027, and Bitcoin is still above 20,000, then you got to send me $7 on PayPal every week so I can do a Taco Bell food review. So you're betting 500 and I'm betting 1,000. But I got to make it interesting so you take the bet. Yeah. I don't condone gambling. And I didn't say 29,000. You said 20,000. So if we go down to 29,000, you can't come in here saying I told you so. Because that would be like me saying I have hair on my head and then I go on a date and it's like, whoa. But I do have hair on my head. Just not on the top of my head. So it's not 29,000, it's 20,000. I'll even give you 21,000. Bitcoin can reach 37K by October. Well, the bears are out. Yo, is Smash Toshi still here? We wish you a speedy recovery, brother. I forgot to say that. Let's see what the chat votes. Let's see what the chat votes. We're going in a 10-year bear market. This guy said maybe 3,000 Bitcoin in a 10-year bear market, kid. Wow, chat's voting below. No, 35 to 50 is fair. Wow, majority votes 140,000. Moon boys are in the chat. Moon boys are in the chat. Welcome to another Daily Dose of Doge. Bitcoin is fake. I'm not surprised if it goes to zero. So is a deal? Yeah, you got until January of 2027 to get to 20K. All my favorite YouTubers are saying it's over, so it must be over. It could be, man. Listen, if you guys are bullish, then just don't, like, people could be wrong. We're just giving our opinions. But I learned that it doesn't matter because if you're wrong, you're wrong and the people don't care. If you're right and the people don't care because what's going to happen is the person that's watching is going to do what they're going to do regardless. And if they're wrong, they'll blame you. That's what it is. So even though you can lay out information saying, look, this is what's going to happen, even if it happens to the T, then the person will do what they want to do regardless. And if they get it wrong, they blame you. That's what happens most of the time. If you're bullish, the people in the comments will laugh and say it's bearish. If you're bearish, the people in the comments will laugh and say it's bullish. They do it to everyone. Literally, I read everyone's comments and they say the same shit. So, that's just life. Like I say all the time, you watch gym videos, the people in the comments, this guy's taking steroids. It's like, it's the same thing in every market. Chinese buffet. Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking I'm going to move my goalpost. I think if I hit a certain goal by the middle of next year, I'm going to go to the Chinese buffet. Because there's never going to be this aha moment for me. It's never going to happen. So if I can get my life where I need it to be, I'm going to take myself to the Chinese buffet. I'm nowhere there now, not even close. But one day I'll go to the Chinese buffet. Do I think Jasmy will go back up next bull run? Not if it breaks the low. No. You should hit the buffet 2 weeks after you achieve your goals. Yeah, I'm not even close to my goals. That's my point. My goals will never get hit. It's impossible now. But now I have to make new goals. Just saying every time all my favorite YouTubers are saying the same thing, the opposite happens. Right, so then just do the opposite. So most YouTubers are looking for a counter rally back up to 100,000. So that means you're gonna what? Short? Or you think that's not gonna hold and it's gonna go up? I think consensus amongst YouTubers that are bearish is the bottom is coming and the rally is coming. I think consensus above the Moon Boys is QE is coming and we're going up for a new all-time high. I don't think there's anyone that's really saying we're going down to 60,000 and then we're going to bounce. That would be the contrarian view. I think most people are looking for 100,000 Bitcoin right now. Very few people are looking for another move down. Which, if we went down again, that would be the least expected outcome. Because again, even if you're saying it's a bear market, you're not looking for a move down according to historical data. Historical data says bottom close, bounce for the next 3 months. So I think the contrarian view would be we're going to 50K. That would fuck everyone up, I think. $90K3 resistance hit. We're going to 60K, then 40K, then 20K. Dropco says I'm done running. Yo, Matthew Dropco, I hope you have a plan, man. I hope, I'm rooting for you. I don't want to see you coming in here saying I put more money on Shiba. You know? My man. iBit is super safe. Yeah, but you might as well just buy Bitcoin. Why would you buy iBit? iBit is useless if you're gonna buy the stock, honestly. Or excuse me, if you want to buy Bitcoin, it's better off just buying Bitcoin. My plan is bread and water, put more on MOG. Same shit. Yes, we have a deal, Mr. Meow. You have until January 1st, 2027 to get to 20K. ETH going back to $60? Probably not. This guy just said if I do what I need to do in 2 weeks, I'll be where I need to be. So where am I going to come up with all that money in 2 weeks? Pretty sure you already agreed to the deal. I lost all my 400,000 on Jasmy and I lost my girlfriend. Yeah, it's brutal, man. That's brutal. That's why you can't go to zero, because if you have 40K left, you can put 40K on MicroStrategy when it's at 45 bucks, like that guy said. Yeah, life's brutal, man. It's sad. I lost 400K and I lost my girlfriend. That's brutal, man. But you're here with us. That's what matters. That's why you can't lose all your money, man. Even if you save up 30K, 40K, you just need a 10x. Which obviously that's very hard to get nowadays, but there's more products out there. I mean, again, even Solana. How do you know you don't put your money back in Solana when it goes to 40 bucks? I was greedy, thought I'd become a millionaire. Yeah, I did too. I really thought I was gonna make it, bro. I really did. They got me good. It's all right. They can't stop me forever, bro. I refuse to quit. I will find a way. Looks like the bottom is in, Chad. Everyone pile in. Hurry. Your second chance to buy the bottom. Everybody pile in. Everybody pile in. Yeah, majority of the chat is still looking for new all-time highs. Look at that. Majority of the chat is looking for new all-time highs, chat. Yesterday, Chaos King said alt season. Today, he says the market needs a great reset. Maybe in 100 years, a 10x will be commonplace. Oh, look, it looks like a bottom now. Yeah, the Moon Boys are gonna run wild in a couple of days. Doesn't it look like it's about to blast off now? Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Would you be prepared? That's what the people are gonna say. Would you be prepared? Right back to the high. Ooh. Man, I am hungry, Chad. I'm not eating today. You know, every time I tell you I'm not eating, I go eat. I can't do it. No Kentaro. We had a lot of viewers today, though. That's good. Do we get any more subs? Chat, if you're in the stream, we need 4 more subscribers. You got to click the link in the chat. All right? It's free to do. It helps support me. Make sure once I end my live stream, you guys check out all the videos. Just watch 2 of them. Pick any 2 videos, watch them to completion. It helps me out a lot. I need to get to 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours before I can get monetized. So every minute helps, every sub helps. Big bounce today, big double bottom. Big double bottom. Shout out to Romania. That's your homework. Shout out to the Romanians. The Romanian jail cell. This is if Bitcoin recovers where it was, old coins won't recover. Yeah, exactly. Which is bearish. Correct. Doge made a lower low. MSTR is flying after hours. It's flying. Make sure you save up 1K. I will, don't worry. I will. Don't you worry, Charlie. Don't you worry, young man. Yeah, let's go. We hit 550. Every time I post my link, it works. Chat, get some more subs in there. Yo, if I could get to 1,000 subs by the end of next year, I gotta try and get monetized. Even if I make $5 a video, that would be nice. That's not gonna happen. December 1st, end of QT. That's today. So today marks the end of QT, so we're bullish from here. You gotta go. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, the stream is pretty much wrapped up early. We're probably gonna start doing 1.5 hour streams because the sentiment is gonna start to decrease. And Voltec for 10. I appreciate that, man. That is awesome. I appreciate that a lot. What is MSTR? Can you show the stock RSI again for BTC? I appreciate the 10. Yo, my man, you have a Cosmos logo next to your name and you don't know what MSTR is? MSTR is MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is essentially the #1 entity of Bitcoin holders in the stock market. So in the past 2 bull runs, MicroStrategy has been a leader for stocks in crypto space. Actually, I think in 2020, the other ones were better. But this time around, this one was better. So we don't know what it's going to do next time. But MicroStrategy is doing the exact same thing it did in 2021, where it made a lower high at the top and then it crashed. So we're following MicroStrategy. Can we look at stock RSI for Bitcoin? Yes, we can. For $10, we can definitely do that. So the idea here is the weekly stock RSI for Bitcoin has crossed bullish. That means over the coming weeks, you need to see a rally for Bitcoin. If it ends up making a new all-time high, congratulations, you just beat history. If it makes a lower high, you just confirmed history. If it makes a lower high, then that would mean for the first time this market cycle, that you did not make a new high when the stock RSI reached overbought, which would suggest a trend reversal similar to 2020. So the Moon Boys are in control for the next couple of weeks. That's why we have to monitor these moving averages, because if it come up to 100K and the RSI is overbought and we don't go any higher, then you just reach the point of no return. Even here, you can see when the RSI curled up, Bitcoin went up. So some say the stock RSI is a lagging indicator. I say it doesn't matter, because you can see it was overbought here and we went up, yes, but the impulsiveness ended. So even here, you can see how we made a new high back here, but the stock RSI was collapsing. So if we come to March and the stock RSI starts collapsing, even here, look. You could argue it's a leading indicator. It depends on how you look at it. But the date with destiny for both the perma bulls and the perma bears is probably going to be February. I think if it's February and we still didn't make a new all-time high, this is next right here. Even in 2018, you can see again, stock RSI came up, you didn't make a new high, bearish, death. So that's what we're looking at. I appreciate the 10. Minority Voice for 10 says no stocks, they're rubbish, meme coins only for next cycle. I appreciate the 10. Yeah, the problem with the meme coins is we have to wait until they make new ones. We can't even buy them right now. That's why the people that do I love meme coins, but even I know to just wait for the next cycle, because whatever meme coins are out now, they're not going to exist next time. So if you're going to buy meme coins, there's going to be a time for it. I just don't think it's right now. I think once we get past here, you could probably start looking. But I appreciate the 10, man. It helps a lot. But yeah, one thing I would say is if you're buying meme coins, you may not want to hold them past March, assuming we don't make a new all-time high. If we go up and make a new all-time high, congratulations, you just beat history. But if you're still holding your meme coins and they come up to March and we didn't make a new high, you have to make a decision. But I appreciate the 10 from the minorities. Helps out a lot. Times of despair. Baptism begins after 74K. I actually think the baptism begins once we break 80K. For many reasons. It's the moving average. It's Michael Saylor's entry. Actually, I think his entry is 75K, yeah. It's the Gaussian channel. Everything is at 80K. So if we break 80K, it could get ugly. So hopefully this is the bottom. It would be nice if it was the bottom. Bearish propaganda. I mean, listen, I'm with the Moon Boys. I want to see the price go up. It's just, if it's going to go up, now is the time for it to go up. Because the stock RSI is bullish. And it's bullish on the smaller time frame. And the daily time frame actually just crossed bearish, so that's not good. Oh, we came right up to the moving average. Oh no, that's not good. Damn it, SpongeBob. Chris for 5, I appreciate the 5. Did LTC go down and fill the wick? No, that shit's way down there, brother. We're not even close to that. It's gonna be a while before this wick gets filled. This thing has to fall another 40% almost. Now, what could happen is Bitcoin chops around, makes higher highs and higher lows, and then this goes down. And then when Bitcoin crashes, this could go up, which would soften the blow. I think that would be your best case scenario, where Bitcoin does what it's doing now, alts bleed, and then when Bitcoin's about to rug, they just start pumping LTC. Oh, that's what happened here. Yeah, that's possible. I think that would be the best case scenario. LTC, BTC rugs, and then Bitcoin pumps, and then when Bitcoin's about to rug, they pump Litecoin. That's exactly what happened back here, man. And then you filled the wick. So you may not even have to fill the wick. At some point you do, but it doesn't necessarily mean it has to fill the wick right away. Because this is a perfect example. The Litecoin pumped, then Bitcoin took a shit, and then the Litecoin pair took a shit. So Litecoin LTC USD didn't do anything. So I think that would be the best case scenario. LTC BTC bleeds, Bitcoin rolls over, LTC BTC pumps, Bitcoin goes down for the bottom, and then LTC does this for eternity until the next bull run starts. But I appreciate the 5, man. It helps a lot in times of despair. It helps a lot in times of need, like today and tomorrow. $5 a day keeps the doctor away. I appreciate the 5. Knowing that we play against big boys, they would have destroyed shorts first and then longs. Yeah, but that's not true because I remember in 2021, they had the heat map at 69K and they said, look at all the liquidity up here. So I was like, oh yeah, we can't let the shorts win. We never went back there. Now people are saying it again at 120. You just got to be careful. I remember it very strongly. There was a heat map where all the heat was at 69K and we never went back there. Buying Bitcoin directly is less secure. I think what we just got is actually bullish for now. We just got a higher low, man. And we didn't break the moving averages. I'm actually really glad we got this move down. But now it has to hold. Because on average, this move was 90 days. Actually, it was 100 days. Then we broke down. This one was 140 days. This one was 80 days. So this was 150. This one was 84. This one was 80, was 100. So we're looking at about 100 days of Christmas. You probably got 100 days of bouncing. Yeah, but dude, that's March 2nd. I'm telling you, chat, if you're going to make a new all-time high, it has to happen now. Because if we're still down here in March, it's over. Like, it's not over, it's actually, I call it the suffocation zone. Where it's think about it like throwing out your back. You know when you throw out your back and it's like, oh, my back. And then you just fall over? That's what that is. We call it the throwing out my back zone. So if we're still below 100K in March, Bitcoin's going to throw out its back. Probably down to 50K. Summer's always shit. And then the bottom is here. And then it starts again. You're not sure if you should buy a car? If you can't, I don't know, man. If you have $15,000, I don't think you should buy a car. Because you could get a lot of money in if we go down. Unless you could get a car for 5K. Don't you live in somewhere where they drive on the left side of the road? So maybe the cars are more expensive. Yeah, I think Senpai drives on the left side of the road. Beep beep. I don't want to throw out my back. I'm tired. Yeah, I've accepted my fate, but I'm taking it day by day. But let's see how it plays out, because if it plays out the way that it's looking, there might still be hope. You know? Fed cuts rates, Powell's out. There's so much good news. Yeah, we've got nothing but good news for the last year. We got the pro-crypto president. We got MicroStrategy got listed on the NASDAQ 100 top. It's all good news is bearish, man. I'm telling you. But we already knew that. We just ignored it. So now I gotta stop ignoring everything. BTC lower low for the daily RSI is a bullish divergence. Oh, I'm glad you said that. We got a new monthly candle. What's the RSI looking like? Oh, wait, we got a new MACD too. Yeah, it's fucked. It's a wrap, brother. Chat, come on, man. Now you have two red candles. This one is massive. Did the stock RSI break? Oh, sweet Jesus. Look. Yo. Dude. Yo, that's bearish, man. The stock RSI made a lower low, but the price made a higher low. The Moon Boys will say it's a hidden bullish divergence. I'll say it's about to get fucked. Because in 2021, you made a low, and in 2022, you made a higher low on price, but you made a lower low on the indicator. Which means prepared. Prepare. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Nobody on the whole planet needs a bull run more than me. All right, maybe that's not true. But I can't come on here when the stock RSI reaches where it always reaches, and every single time it's a bear market. Yo, we're 3 months in now, chat. That's exactly what happens. To the moon. Dude. Listen, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say. Every single time we've reached where we are, it was a bear market. Look, April of 2014, March of 2018, February of 2022, and now. Did we get a 2-month candle? Probably not, right? No. No, we get one in 30 days. Oh, another thing, chat, by the way. I know we pointed this out, but just beware that if December ends up closing at 90K, sorry. Oh, I guess 94,000. If Bitcoin closes December at 94,000, you would actually be playing into the shrinking candles on the three. You get 3 green candles, but they're shrinking. The first one was 4, but I know we already talked about this. Just so you all know, chat, that each bull market, the 3rd green candle is shrinking drastically. We already said this last time. We said this is a Tyrone candle. This is a Daquan candle. This is a Fat Boy candle. And this is a non-Ngoyan candle. Now, the red candle is also shrinking to an extent. The reason I say to an extent is because this bear market was 2 candles, but it was 83, 84%. This one was 81%. This one was very small, only 65%. So it's actually possible that the next red candle might only be like 60%. But we're down at 86K already. So if we're at 90K and we go down 60%, yeah, that puts you at 50K, 40K. Just throwing it out there, chat. You got a red 12-month candle for the first time in history, and the 6-month candle is also red. Also something worth sharing. We had 5 green candles. This is the first red candle. So if December closes below, yeah, this thing's done. It's got to get over 107,000, man. If it's a bear market, we shouldn't get over 107,000. But the first red candle signals the end. So the banking system is taking over Bitcoin. Mountain Dew made my candle shrink. 60% is nothing. Well, it's 60% for Bitcoin. It's probably 90% for everything else. Except for Ethereum. Yeah, this candle looks awful, man. Yo, Senpai is trying to tell me. Yo, chat, listen to me carefully. If you had $1 million in your bank, would you put your money in this candle? If I were a moon boy, like I'm not even saying it like sarcastically because I'm always a moon boy, but there were times where I would see this kind of candle and my gut would say, "Oh my God, that's so bearish," but I would hold it anyway. That's why I never make or I never keep. I make the money, I just don't keep it because I see that it's bearish, but in my stomach I say, "Man, that's so bearish." But then I say after that, "Well, we have to go up because of alt season." This is arguably the worst candle you could see. That's why if you had $1 million, I highly doubt you would buy this candle. It's fucking awful. And I excuse the French language, but it is needed. Then you'll say, oh, well, you had the same one here. it's there's always a reason to be bullish, man. I'm telling you. It's so unfortunate that we had a shitty bull run, man. It's unfortunate. But we'll leave it there for today, Chad. An hour and 45 minutes is not too bad. Appreciate the support. As always, none of this is financial advice. I do appreciate the super chats. Yo, we're getting some subs on the second channel, chat. Hopefully you guys aren't botting the channel. I don't think you are. I think people are just subbing. We're almost at 560 subscribers. When I end the live stream, if you guys could watch my flatbread video, it would help out a lot, please. Even if 20 people watch the video. Listen, don't be the guy that waits for someone else to take action. Take action. I need 20 people to vote to watch this video once I end the stream. And if I don't see it, then I'll know you guys don't care about me. So, as always, none of this is financial advice. I do appreciate the super chats, the subscribers, the members, the support, showing up every day, even though it sucks. Appreciate all the support. We'll be back tomorrow with another bear stream. And we should potentially be getting a bounce here. So, that would be nice. And we will leave it there for tomorrow. Enjoy your day. None of this is financial advice. Thanks for watching, and bye.